Hey, I wanted to hop on here and share a little bit about what to do if your employee quits. And the reason I actually wanted to hop on here and talk to you about this is because even though one of my superpowers is scaling businesses and building teams and improving operations so that you can scale more successfully and sustainably, even I have people who quit. So, when you think about hiring, it can take a long time to find someone who's great, right? Like, that's just the facts. However, what I have done and what I've mastered is how to make hiring simple so that you actually can have not only one good person, but several good people. And so, what I want to share with you today is when somebody says, "Hey, I quit," what can you actually do so that you can continue business as usual? So, how can you set up your business and your team to not skip a beat? So, the first part of that is actually being really, really specific about what the role is, what success is. You've heard me talk about that in other lives. But here's the second thing: when you are hiring, you want to make sure that your job posting and descriptions and all of those things in your interviews are actually giving you a plethora of quality people. So, the reason why I'm sitting with you right now, calm, cool, and collected, when our developer decided to hand in his notice on Thursday, because he actually got poached away. I mean, it was nothing nefarious. He just got a different, a different offer from a different company. Um, I didn't freak out because I knew that we had interviewed other really great people. So, what I did is I looked at the lay of the land. We figured out what was actually going to be needed in the handoff. We, of course, through your operations and systems, you should always have a certain onboarding system where you know what access somebody has, you know what's needed, what's not needed. And then I reached out to the other people, well, actually, the one other person, the runner up, and I said, "Hey, are you still available for dev work?" And because everything always works out perfectly, he said, "I just wrapped up some really big dev projects, and this is actually the perfect time." So, because we have, contracts for our people that say, a certain amount of days, we can have a overlap to have a proper handoff. So that's part of this. Yes, we have some people that just quit like this, but that doesn't happen in general when you actually have a clean onboarding experience where you have constant feedback, good communication. When you do all the things that you need to do to scale a team and build a team rather or proactively rather than reactively. So because I knew the makeup of the team, when we went on our hiring binge, if you will, a few months ago, 4 months ago, I knew what we needed. And so as long as you are not doing what a lot of my clients do, which is saying, "Oh my God, we need somebody yesterday," and then hiring the first person, but actually proactively saying, "Who do we need? How are we going to get there? What does success in this role look like?" Then you can actually have a very seamless transition no matter who stays or who goes, because that allows you to have the right expectations. So, I mean, this is a much bigger topic about onboarding and setting expectations, but I want you to know that if you set up your employees with those expectations, the proper onboarding, the communication, the trust, that you'll be able to seamlessly take someone who, said, "High five, I'm off," and then find somebody who was on the back burner, so to speak. Even though we had not engaged him, I said, "If anything changes, I will let you know." There was an expectation with him that I could be coming back in the future. And so when you're hiring, it's really easy to just say, "Nope, like we chose somebody, high five." But what I always coach my clients on is always leave the door open because you never know what might happen. And so, in that same vein, if you are in that hire fire place right now, don't be in a hurry. Take the time to get really clear on who you need, what like core values and beliefs and things do they have to have as a human being, and then talk about talents, because those are the people that are probably going to stay a little bit longer and be more helpful. Now, if you've never tuned in before, you might not know me, but most of you know me as your friendly interim COO, all about operational and leadership strategies. So getting your business foundation all good so it's not leaking or, going off in a different direction, as well as building a team for the business that you want in a few years versus the business you have now and retroactively doing it. So if any of this resonated and you actually want to know how I work with my clients and get a little teaser to get off the hire fire, I don't know, Ferris wheel, then I'm actually doing a workshop on Friday. I'd love to invite you to. Also, if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment with questions, likes, etc. But we're going to talk about 3 things. The first is a very simple framework to show you how to evaluate your team, hire new team members very simply, help you communicate more seamlessly, and last but not least, building your team in a really simple and fun way. Like, hiring doesn't have to be stressful. It really doesn't. It's not. And I will show you all of those things. Second, we're going to talk about clarifying your role. With business owners, this is one of the biggest roadblocks and bottlenecks I see in scaling a business, where you're kind of running around as chief everything officer instead of true CEO. So we're going to move you from business operator to business owner and show you how to do that for your specific team. So this is not like a cookie cutter thing. This is about you as a business owner. And then the third thing is identifying the gaps in your team. So this is one of the things that I think most of my clients actually tell me is the most eye-opening. Even if you have a team, a lot of times there's overlap that's unnecessary or wasteful, or you have the wrong butts in the wrong seats, or it's like more of a cost versus an asset. And so we're actually going to help you figure out what that team is to get you to that scaling goal and how to build it backwards. So again, it's going to be so fun. I'm very excited, but I'm weird and I love these kind of operational and team things. But we're going to help you diagnose what's keeping your team/business stuck in the exact path to the next level. And you get to have an interim COO for a few hours, which is so fun. And I would love to have you. So if this resonates, let me know. I would love to have you. And again, to recap, if somebody quits, the best thing you can do to mitigate any sort of collateral damage there is to make sure that you have like a really seamless onboarding process and a few people in the wings, just in case. But more importantly, understanding exactly how to get somebody up to speed quickly in that position. For us, literally, we're going to have a handoff meeting and we can plug him right in. And that's because we have the systems, we have the team, we know what's expected. And so it's just a matter of getting really, really clear on what you need, who you need, and what they need to be successful. So with that, I will let you go. Have a great rest of your day. If you are watching the replay, I'd love to hear your golden nugget. And as all of you are fond of me saying, or have heard me say, make things simple so you can grow. Talk soon.